Alright guys, UFC 273's co-main is the fight that I'm looking forward to the most, which is mad to say when there's two title fights on this card. But it's Gilbert Burns versus Khamzat Chimaev. He is back, boys. I can't wait.
But before we get into it, guys, this video is sponsored by Full Reptile Collective, brought to you by Dan Hardy. Head over to their website at fullreptile.co.uk where you can find anything from training gear, t-shirts, hoodies, all the way to coffee. For an exclusive 10% off, use Dan Said So at checkout. Make sure to also check out their YouTube channel for some of the best MMA content out there, bar my own. Let's get back to the video.
Alright guys, let's start then with Gilbert Burns. Now, Gilbert Burns, I just want to put a disclaimer out there straight away, and I've talked about this on a podcast, shout out Aaron the Dog, MMA. I've talked about it on his show that when or if Gilbert Burns, if he does beat Khamzat Chimaev, this is the big thing. I don't think he's going to get the credit he deserves, because Khamzat Chimaev right now is the most dodged, scariest individual in all of MMA. Not just the UFC, all of MMA. I just want Gilbert Burns to not get the label, but he was only a hype train. You know, he just took out a hype train. Khamzat is more than a hype train at the moment. He is an unstoppable force. He is ridiculous. To have more fights than you have taken shots in your career. What did he take? A punch against John Phillips and one against Reece McKee or something? Like, that's insane. It's insane. To absolutely manhandle John Phillips and Reece McKee within a week at two different weight classes. Reece McKee, by the way, people thinking, he was a Cage Warriors champion. He's not a joke. He's not just some random dude they brought in. He was a Cage Warriors champion. Ragdolled him, smashed him, didn't get a punch. John Phillips, you know, not the greatest opponent, but he's a heavy hitter, middleweight debut. Okay, you don't want to really get someone that, you know, packs a punch like John Phillips. Didn't even get, you know, open with a high kick, double-legged into the floor, and then just the rest is history. Then fought Gerald Meerschaert. Now, I thought Gerald Meerschaert was going to win. At that point, I was still going, Khamzat hasn't been tested. You know, a lot of people did. Even though Gerald was a plus 350 or something on the day, Gerald got punched once and he collapsed into oblivion. His soul left his body. Just one shot. One shot. And you see how tough Gerald Meerschaert is in all these fights. You've seen the wins he can pull out. One punch is all it took. He then fought Li Jingliang. Li Jingliang is no joke. What he did to Ponzinibbio, whew! Like, the guy's amazing. Opened the fight, grapple, picked him up. Matt Hughes Frank trigged him across the cage, put him in front of Dana, shouted at Dana to get off his phone, while pummeling him and then finishing him in one round. How much scarier can you be than Khamzat Chimaev? He even looks intimidating. He's got a split lip, he's got the Dagestani beard. The guy's, I know he's Chechen, but it's just like, he's got that whole thing the whole crew over in Dagestan have, and it's just scary. He's just scary. And I want to give massive credit to Gilbert Burns for taking the fight, because I think if whoever beats Khamzat gets the next title shot after Leon, I think, because now Leon, as you know, he's going to be fighting Usman from when this video is recorded. It's been confirmed last week at UFC London, so it's just, Gilbert Burns needs a lot of praise for this, a lot of praise. So we don't really need to talk about what Khamzat's going to try and do, because we know what he's going to try and do. He can legit, he might try and strike with Gilbert all day. He might try and pick him up and slam him down. I think he's going to try the striking route because of one reason, and everyone knows that reason, I think, if you know about Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns is legit world champion jiu-jitsu practitioner, and I'm not talking he's a pretty good jiu-jitsu practitioner. He is multiple time world champion. This is the guy that makes a black belt look like a white belt. You know, he makes the average black belt look like me on the mat. And you don't want to go down that path necessarily where you could get caught when you don't have to. The scary thing about Burns is he's got unbelievably sharp hands, serious knockout power, and a very good chin. I know he got jabbed by Usman and it essentially knocked him down, but that was because he was gassed. He gave everything to knock Usman out when he flash knocked him down in that first round. So I don't think he's got a bad chin at all. I think Gilbert Burns is one of the scariest people at welterweight. I think he's never looked better. I think when he was at lightweight, he looked like he was cutting too much weight, looked like he was dehydrated and he was compromised. At welterweight, he looks a scary individual, and I can see him. You could see him causing an upset. Can I see him causing an upset? I don't see anyone stopping Khamzat. And some people will say that's a casual's opinion. You know, that's silly. Anyone can. Khamzat to me is the scariest thing that has ever come into MMA. He came out the fucking blue, just popped out of nowhere, went, oh, who's this guy? Bang, bring him in, drop him into the mix. Oh, he's killing everyone without getting punched. Granted, none of them are ranked. I think Li Jingliang was in the 15 range. But now he's jumping to number 2 in the division. Who the hell does that? This isn't like UFC 60. This is 273 now. This is 2022, and he's just jumping to number 2. He beats him, he's getting a title shot. He does that, he's then probably going to go up in weight and then try and absolutely manhandle Adesanya, which wouldn't go against him right now. The hype behind Khamzat Chimaev is scary. If you just look at how him and Till's little block asset, partnership at the moment's going, it's getting more views than anything else on YouTube. Like, the guy's beloved, but he's also genuine. He's being himself. And can Gilbert win this? Absolutely. Can he catch Khamzat? Anyone can catch him. Does he have the technique to do it? Yeah, he's got the boxing skills. He's got phenomenal footwork, Gilbert. He's got a very sharp right hand, very crisp left hook, goes to the body well, mixes in takedowns really well. He showed against Stephen Thompson. He took a little bit of damage against Stephen Thompson and actually got hurt in one stage, which showed the difference between maybe Bilal's style of wrestling and his approach to the fight, where Gilbert was like, I'll happily strike with you and mix up the takedowns, but he knew he had to get the takedowns to determine the win. Bilal was like, I ain't even going to strike. I'm just going to take you down. So there's the differences in the approaches to like a Stephen Thompson. How you approach someone that is like, I'm going to smash you, and you don't really know what Khamzat's going to do. He's punched someone on the feet pretty much once in 4 fights, and he knocked them out. Other than that, he's grabbed them by the waist, lifted them up, slammed them to their face, and mauled them. I don't see him mauling Burns, and I would love other people's opinions on this. If he rains hell on Burns and mauls him on the floor, I don't know what kind of human being he is, because you don't do that to Gilbert Burns. You just don't. If he strikes with him and knocks him out, which I think he's going to do, I think he's going to knock Gilbert Burns out. I think he's going to finish him very quickly, because that's what he does. 10 fights, 10 finishes. That's all he knows. Doesn't know about it. What's a decision? What? Can't hear that. Only knockouts or finishes. I would love to hear others' opinions on this one. This is less more of a breakdown, more just a mind-blowing video, because I would love to hear others' views on how they think Gilbert can win, because I think all the cards, and he's a minus 500 favourite right now, Khamzat. How insane is that? I know a lot of that is hype, but legit skill as well in there. And if he does it, God forbid what kind of monster is there out there. So I'm going to go with a Khamzat knockout. I'm even going to say round 1. I can't believe I just said that. I'm going to say knocks Gilbert out in 1 round, inside 1 round, and blows the roof off all the arenas in the world. So yeah, that's my prediction. Let us know, guys, if you think I've been drawn into the Khamzat, the spell of witchcraft already, or do you actually think like me that he's the real deal? And by the way, before anyone comments, oh, you don't rate Gilbert Burns, blah blah, I love Gilbert Burns and I rate him very highly. I just don't know what to expect with Khamzat, and I think you're a fool if you know what you think you're going to see from him, because he's going to just do anything. He could do anything right now. He could fly and triangle Gilbert Burns for all I know. But I don't see him holding Burns down, pinning him to the floor like he did Li Jingliang and just mauling him. I don't see him grabbing a choke out of Gilbert. I don't see him submitting Gilbert. I don't know what to expect from Khamzat here, but I don't see him submitting or grappling too heavy with Gilbert Burns. Gilbert Burns' realm, that is his realm, and the best chance for your winning, his coaches aren't stupid, they're smart. They're going to be like, Khamzat, I know you can smash him on the floor. Just strike with him. Just strike. Keep it on the feet. Just smash him. I'm thinking. And let us know, guys, if you believe that, or if you think Gilbert's going to do an upset here, because I would be blown away if there's an upset here. I wouldn't be surprised, but I'd be blown away. I would say credit to Burns. And I don't think Khamzat's hype train is gone, because he's still going to be dodged big time even if he does lose this fight. You know, is it too much too soon? I don't think it is. I think he belongs at this side of the division, and I think from what I've heard, like how he just can pick up and slam fucking Alexander Gustafsson, who's now fighting at heavyweight. Scary man. Let us know, guys, in the comments below. Like the video if you have enjoyed it, guys, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. Remember, guys, there is a Discord available now. It's in the community page on YouTube or on my social media. Go check it out on Instagram, Norton MMA. See you in the next one, guys. Cheers.